Hi everyone, welcome to Real Talk with Ruby. Good morning everybody. I was just sitting here realizing that you ever just think about a group or a stereotype even of any type of person, like that mom who screams at the baseball game, or that mom who's always helicoptering and overprotected, whatever type of group, like that group of moms at school who does all the PTO, or I'm just saying all different kinds of groups. Not necessarily that there's anything wrong with that, because I'm pretty sure I'm all those moms, but I think that I am a hospital mom. And if you're listening to this and you're a hospital mom, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You recognize the view of north, east, south, and west out the windows because you've been in so many different rooms. You thought about those moms or those people in the group many times. Maybe you felt sorry for them, maybe you felt happy for them, maybe you felt, depending on the group, you have all these different feelings, but you're an outsider looking in at that group. And I thought I was an outsider looking in to the hospital moms. And I thought that I felt so much empathy and compassion for those moms, because you can't imagine if something's going on with your child, if you're a mom, or any family member if you don't have kids. And you feel so deeply for them, and you imagine what it would be like to be in that group, but just for a second. You don't actually know what that's gonna feel like, but just even thinking about it, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine being a hospital mom for me. When I was growing up, my cousin was in the hospital all the time, and I would go with my aunt and my cousin and see him, and he would be in there for extended stays many times. And he was actually epileptic as well. He had a lot of stuff going on, but I was young. And after I got older and realized what my family was going through at that time and how crazy that was, and then friends of mine and other people I know with premature babies, or babies that were born with issues or different things like that. And I've had in my adulthood quite a few friends. I even have a handful of friends who have suffered infant loss, or super late miscarriages and different things like that. And I thought to myself, I can't imagine being that mom. And I actually think if there was such a thing as a hospital mom, like my aunt was when I was growing up, that I am that mom now. And I literally was just sitting here, Gage is asleep, I'll show you, in his bed, having an EKG, or EEG, I'm sorry. And I'm looking out the window, because this is my life right now. A suitcase on the floor. Quite a decent view, actually. But I'm sitting here and I'm binging Netflix. I'm waiting for the doctors to come in. I'm waiting for Gage to wake up. And having coffee. And I realized that I'm a hospital mom. And I guess this is just a message to tell the other hospital moms or hospital families, because I'm sure it's equally as bad to be a hospital sister or a hospital dad or a hospital brother. But when you spend a lot of time here, it's easy to concentrate on the chaos and the negative. And I think that it's really important that people know that it's okay if you feel that way, and it's okay to have those feelings, but it is really important to not let yourself go to a dark place, or rather stay there. It's important to look for fresh starts and fresh days and open minds, and to advocate for yourself or your family members, and just try to keep an open mind and a positive attitude. People say to me, with everything that goes on with Paige and even Griffin, like, how do you do it? You seem so positive and you handle it so well. And I don't really know how I do it, but I think that's it. I just think about like stuff my dad would always say to me, like, laying around crying is not going to help. If you want to fix something, you have to work for it. You have to do stuff about it. You have to put in the work for anything and everything that you want. And in my situation, for being a hospital mom, the work is concentrating on the boys' care, coming to every appointment, building relationships with the doctors and nurses. We literally have a nurse here who requests us every time we're in for 48-hour monitoring because we've built a relationship. When your child is the patient, it is your job, sorry I got interrupted by an alarm, to be the best advocate you can for that person. And if you're the person who's in the hospital and you're an adult, then you need to be an advocate for yourself as well. I'm not saying go to the doctors with millions of Google information. I'm just saying you have to try to wrap your head around the situation, ask questions, get information, and make the best choices for your care, all while keeping an open mind and being positive. Another thing I think is important is letting people help you and support you. Me particularly, I have a really hard time asking for help, and I hardly ever say that, but it's hard for me to ask anyone for help. And so even when people offer, it's hard for me to say yes. I didn't intend for this to be so emotional, but the bottom line is being a hospital mom is emotional. And today, Saturday, May 9th, I realized that I am and have been a hospital mom. And I just want to tell you guys, if you're where I am, or you're scared you're going to be, or a family member is, you can do it. It's going to be okay. And this too shall pass. Thank you.